You see, it goes back to our leadership recruitment process. Look at the caliber of people that we have as leaders. Just look. People that can come out and say, oh, don't come to my state because of politics. Then the party chairman also came out, say he has deep-seated hatred.
That's what he said.
Party chairman of a political party. So when you look at the caliber of leaders in Nigeria, you know why Nigeria has not moved forward in all these years. And see, if we continue with this level of leaders, it will never be well with Nigeria. Because Nigeria is so blessed. But the problem is there's a way that people that are the 10th, 11 have a way of making it to the top. Where is discretion? Where is decorum? And the representative of the Edo State government that wrote a letter that said, it's because of security, tried to placate the situation and said, there's a thing about moral and spiritual inclination to giving, that when you give, you don't allow the world know. I dare him, I triple dare him to go and condemn President Tinubu's wife that has donated 1 billion that we have recognized and applauded here. I dare him to condemn her.
Or warn her not to come into this. She's high profile.
No, I'm not even saying about warning her. No, I'm sorry.
Okay, go ahead.
Not using TV that they're not born and went to warn President Tinubu. It's Peter Obi, they do all of that too. But I dare him to condemn President Tinubu's wife that donated billions to people. That why did she announce it publicly? I dare him. I triple dare him. Right. You see, I'm not saying don't have partisan politics, but be sensible. Don't incite violence and hatred. For a man to come out and say he has deep-rooted hatred, you know what that means? So it's a reflective of his personality. But I'm not surprised. Is it not Jared? Jared that came here, they said they don't watch Arise TV, that people don't have money to subscribe in it. Is it not Jared?
All right.
Forget that one, Jared.
Meanwhile, Dr. Abatifai comes to you. Human rights lawyer and senior advocate of Nigeria, Femi Falana, has called on Edo State Governor Monday Okpebholo to withdraw his alleged threats against Peter Obi and issue a public apology. Falana, in a statement, condemned Okpebholo's remarks, stating that the threat to the life of Mr. Peter Obi issued by the new sheriff in town in Edo State constitutes a violation of Section 33 of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, 1999, as amended, and Article 4 of the African Charter on Human and People's Rights, which guarantees the fundamental right of every citizen to life. He emphasized that as the Chief Security Officer of the state, the governor's primary responsibility is the security and welfare of the people. Falana urged Okpebholo to withdraw the threat, apologize to Obi, and assure him of his safety in Edo State. He added that if the governor fails to do so, Peter Obi should file an application in the Federal High Court to enforce his fundamental right to life, especially given the prevalence of mob justice in the country. Falana is urging Peter Obi to sue Okpebholo at this moment.
Well, unfortunately, Governor Monday Okpebholo enjoys the right to immunity under Section 308 of the 1999 Constitution. Section 308 simply says that, you can't sue governors, deputy governors, president, vice president in the course of their work so as not to, affect, the smooth operation of the state. However, Mr. Femi Falana is right, as Kenneth Okonkwo was also right in saying that what Governor Monday Okpebholo has said is illegal and unconstitutional. Kenneth Okonkwo, whom we interviewed earlier, added to it that it is irresponsible. Now, if you look at it from the constitutional perspective, Section 33, that Mr. Falana, SAN, referred to, guarantees the right to life. You cannot threaten somebody's life. That in itself is a felony under sections 33 and 47 of the Criminal Code, which is operative in the southern part of Nigeria. But against Section 308, protects the governor. But there are certain steps, of course, that Mr. Peter Obi can pursue, like reporting to the appropriate authorities that Governor Okpebholo is threatening his life, and should anything happen to him, Governor Okpebholo should be held responsible. Section 34 guarantees the right to the dignity of the human person. He's questioning the dignity of Mr. Peter Obi. He's more or less calling him a criminal and a murderer because he says because he came to Edo State, 3 persons died.
Yeah.
He will have to provide the proof that the death of those 3 persons can be linked to Mr. Peter Obi. Section 39 guarantees the freedom of the right of expression. Section 40 guarantees the freedom of assembly. Mr. Peter Obi can go to any part of Nigeria and associate with anybody. All of this is covered by Section 41 sub 1, which says that there is freedom of movement in Nigeria. Mr. Peter Obi can go anywhere, just as you and I can go anywhere in this country. In fact, Section 41 says if we choose, we can choose to reside there. In fact, Section 15 sub 3 and 4 says that in fact you can leave your part of the country and go and settle and marry in another part of Nigeria. If Mr. Peter Obi decides tomorrow to take a second wife, will Okwebolo say he cannot come and take an Edo woman? He does not have such powers. No. And he says it's a protocol matter and all that. We saw the video now.
Yes.
So why do people lie in the face of evidence?
Yeah.
And then again, protocol. He's not a protocol person. He has described himself as Chief Security Officer. As Chief Security Officer, as Mr. Femi Falana pointed out, he is supposed to ensure the security and welfare of everybody, not to isolate Edo State and say people that are politically against his own interests must not come there. Right. I agree with Mr. Femi Falana that he owes, to start with, that's the minimum. He owes Mr. Peter Obi an apology.
Yeah.
And he also owes the rest of us in Nigeria an apology.
Yeah.
And the people of Edo State an apology for putting his foot in his mouth. This is what we say when we argue that people who are going to be appointed to positions of high authority should have a certain minimum of enlightenment.
Unfortunately, Dr. Abati, do you know that his is it the WAEC results? His results were trending online, Dr. Abati, all weekend. The result, if it is accurate, he was like a D student. He had a lot of Ds and probably 1 C. But another thing that was also trending, Dr. Abati, the fact that Femi Falana had called him, what did he say? The new sheriff in town. If you can pull up our picture of the day. And that is of Governor Okwebolo wearing a sheriff hat. There you go, the new sheriff in town, Dr. Abati.
Well, when he took his oath of office, he swore to uphold the Constitution of Nigeria.
Correct.
Everything he has done or said, spoken threat, with regard to Mr. Peter Obi, flies in the face of the oath of office that he took.
Right.
The more reason why he should apologize for embarrassing the people of Edo State.
Right.
We had predicted it, that he will embarrass the people of Edo State. This is just an instance.
Absolutely. Bimbai, before I come to you, during the rally, the Edo State Governor, Monday Okwebolo, assured supporters that Edo State will vote for President Bola Ahmed Tinubu in 2027. He stated that President Tinubu is doing well for Nigeria, adding that Tinubu provides him with all the money he uses for projects in the state. Let's take a look.
Let us follow the man that no road. Yes. Asewaju is doing well for Nigeria. We are not campaigning, but we are only telling our people the truth. Asewaju has done well. Everything you see I'm doing in Edo today, who is giving me money?
Are you?
Who is giving me money?
That's right, you.
So, now that we know this, 2027 is guaranteed.
We know. So what do you pass we do? Everybody you go wait forever.
We know. Asiwaju, you don't we know. Monday Okwebolo, quite special, isn't it? There's no IGR in Edo State. There's a state allocation. It's Tinubu that is giving him money. Go ahead.
Yes.
All the money.
All the money. I mean, I'm quite curious to see how he came about with that conclusion.
Yes.
Because I believe it was just yesterday or a few days ago they reported that the highest FAC has been distributed in history. So we know that there's the allocation, we know that there's IGR, there's various ways in which states earn their revenue and are able to fund their budgets. And I don't know any instance where that comes out of the president's pocket. But let's say it's a euphemism or a metaphor that he's using in this moment to try and garner support as somebody who's trying to pledge his allegiance to his principle. And I say the way he's doing it is just the highest form of sycophancy, because I don't understand why you can't find any real measurable metrics to share with your people.
Yeah.
Why couldn't he stand there and say, this is what has happened, list out all of the achievements? You know, President Tinubu's administration at the presidential level, at that communication level, they list out what they feel are the achievements. But at this point, he couldn't. He says, see all the projects, see all the... And I just say, well, you know, it's barely a year that he's been in office. So, you know, we're yet to see his projects that he's actually started himself and completed, because it's not about starting projects. Anybody can start them, but we want to see him oversee them to completion. As for him also, you know, giving warnings, issuing warnings and so forth, it's just so disappointing to see that this is where the rhetoric is. The polity is already very heated up, so we don't need leaders to continue to heat things up. We still have a couple of years to go until 2027, so all of this needs to just tone down, and it's quite irresponsible to see that he is using this opportunity where he's interacting with his constituents to heat up the polity in this way.
All right, a few minutes really quickly.
Yeah, real quickly, what I just wanted to say is this. See, you know, it's good that we've put all of this. The best way to be able to shame people that say things like that is report them in the public glare. Because if you report to the police, wasn't it us on this table that interviewed a police chief when somebody made those threats leading up to the elections in Lagos, the national elections, and the police were saying that he was joking? Is he not here?
It's true.
And the question is, Oji, wearing those threats carried out, wasn't Jennifer stabbed in the eyes due to violence? Weren't people disenfranchised in the governorship elections?
Right.
So it's not today. People make threats. As long as you are as a part of the political divide, they'll look away from it. And that's why we should all collectively condemn what is evil. Where is politics with decency? Again. And the assumption, like you've clarified clearly, you see, these are just political rhetoric. The Edo people, it is your money, your taxes that are being used to do projects. And it is your entitlement from the Commonwealth of this country that is giving you, in fact, that you used to do projects. And your own internally generated revenue through your own taxes and your sweat.
All right.
So it is your money in the end, not anybody's money. Let us set this, and that's why education is key.
Dr. Bati.
Well, this is the point I was making about enlightenment. It's not Tinubu's money that the states, the subnationals collect on a monthly basis. But I just have one, humble recommendation. And it is as follows. I recommend a meeting comprising the Commissioner of Finance of Edo State and the Attorney General of Edo State to explain to their governor the meaning, the imports, and the details of Section 162 of the 1999 Constitution.
Yeah.
And they probably may need to remind him again and again so that he will not make the mistake again to say, Tinubu gives me money. So,
all right.
But I don't want to do their job for them.
Yes.
They should sit their governor down and explain to him, because he doesn't seem to understand that part of governance.
Well said, Dr. Bati.
Some constituents from Edo State are saying that he's probably just still honing his English skills, so it was a slip of the tongue.
Right.
So maybe he can also communicate in his vernacular language to make sure that
I've seen some
communication
constituents that have also donated him to other states. Well, don't say that.
Don't say that.
Well, all right.
My descent of Pueblo.
All right.
We don't agree on this, but it doesn't mean that he has not done something to that.
All right. Well, yes, he has actually done quite a few things.